All right, everybody, thank you. So that wraps up our 25th show. I'm eager to hear what you thought. Kai, I know you had difficulties, apologies. I will tell you from where I sit, this was our best show. That this was the least amount of technical issues. It's interesting. I got a bad cold that's been going on. I haven't been sleeping, and I was a little concerned about this. And it's pouring rain in Southern California, which never happens. We can't even spell rain here, and it's pouring. And but the show
Wow.
went without a hitch, and I thought that Kim and her team did a great job. We had over 150 people accepting. I will share screens to show you. Oh, I can't because I exited. But we had over 800 visits today. So that's 800 people coming and going. And I will evaluate the data and I can tell you how many voice zones they went to, but that's a big show. We had a constant 35, 37. I think the lowest I saw was 27. As somebody pointed out, that includes the people in the booth. I get that, but still, there was a steady stream here. Um, Stay till the end and I'll tell you who won the free booth. And I'm very excited about who won the free booth, and that is who brought the most guests. And there was a tie. But let's hear what you guys thought, do a little networking. So we'll go in the order of my screen. And Nancy, we'll start with you, who you are, what you do, and what you thought, how you thought the show went for you.
Nancy Delane, Delane Law Office, and what I do is intellectual property and business law. And I help you nurture your mind child. That's what I do. And the show went really pretty well for me. It was probably the best show. I've been coming to these things for what, about a couple of years now. And this was the best one I've been to. So yeah, it's a work in progress still as far as I'm concerned, but it's improving.
Thank you. I agree. Anything we could do better?
I don't. Let me digest a little bit before
All
I
right.
answer that question.
Jeannie, go ahead.
Well, hello everyone. Ginny Asante with Babs, Big Apple Benefits and Savings. I'm from the Big Apple, but my business is all over the United States, and there's 13 of them. So if you want to know what the ones that I added on, let me ask you a question. What was the last number you remember? Because if the number is lower than
11.
13, we need to have a one-to-one so we can catch up to what I added on. Ginny Asante with Babs. The trade show, there's a couple of things that really got my attention. One, I can dance. Love that. Totally. Love the idea that I can dance and wave and be animated because I just totally totally was thrilled with that number. And I can't remember who told me how to do it, but thank you, whoever it was, because I shared it with the rest of the room and with everybody else who I came across. So it was a great thing. Two, I got to meet a couple of new people, which is always my goal to meet at least one. But I got to meet a couple this time, which was really great. My booth, for some reason, became a hub. I don't know what happened. Everybody gravitated to it. So that makes me excited. And I love doing the podcast. I think it was really great. I can't wait to listen to it later. So, what can we do better? Obviously, just to have a lot more people. 800 people is a lot of people, but think about 1,000, think about 2,000. I think those would be amazing numbers that we could just totally reach without a problem. So, back to you, Chris.
It wasn't 800 people. We're gonna be careful of the wording. It was 800 visits, and it's really from yesterday to today. So before the
Ah,
show, there was dozens of people on the floor, and I can only the data I'm given is on the visits. So like Kai came in 6 times or something. That's 6 visits, but still,
ah,
800 is a good number. No complaints there. David Stark, how was it for you? You were a guy who had some technical issues. You still are, it looks like.
Yes, it was very good, Chris. Very good show for me. My company is David Allen Capital, and we do small business services like small business lending, healthcare, lines of credit, uh, payment processing, and so on. And it's the first time I've been to anything like this, but it was a very good show for me, and like to go to more of them. And you know, I had my issues, but working my way around, but it worked out good for me.
Yeah, David, you came by yesterday and started on me with the technical support stuff. And I got to tell you,
Yeah,
I was nervous. I was like, because there's
so
always
was
one at every show. And I was like, well, at least I know who the one is. But you're a trooper. You worked through it. And when I saw you on this morning, I was like, oh boy, here it goes. But
Here it goes.
yeah, you
I,
did fine, and you stayed
I,
to the
I
end. So good job.
thank you. It was a very good show, Chris, and I look forward to more of it.
Very good. All right, Rohan.
Yeah. Hey everyone. I'll make this quick. I'm Rohan, founder Lunar Marketer. We do video content creation, social media management, TV advertising. Also, you can see the moon behind me, even though it's not nighttime, but lunar moon, I have to live up to that, of course. Um, and if you're interested in learning more about efficient video content creation to get leads, feel free to book a call, put my information. But enough about me. About the trade show, amazing. First off, those boots, they do wonders, okay? Especially when you get those boots that are like basically towers and you can grab people's attention from a mile away. Yeah, they're kind of worth it. If you haven't invested in one, what are you doing? Go get one.
Easy.
No, no, no. I mean, they actually work. All right. And the other thing also is, I think what people are kind of taking for granted is just the fact that there's kind of nothing really like this, like at all. Here's the thing, you go to your trade shows. If you live in one part of the country and you got to travel across the country to get to another trade show that happens on a specific day in the year, there's a lot that has to line up for you to get to that trade show to begin with. Okay, a lot of trade shows, I listen, I'm the youngest one, so you can correct me if I'm young, if I'm wrong, but a lot of other trade shows, you have to pay to get in. Like, even if you're not like one of the if you're not like someone who's going to show something, or if you have to do anything there, you just want to go and visit and meet people, you still have to pay. The people who come to this trade show get in for free. That's a big deal. On top of the fact that it's all virtual and remote, and you get to meet plenty of people in a faster amount of time without having to burn through any of your resources. I know I got my value from this. Okay, and and again, I'm young, I'm digital, so that's probably a bias. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you people are more traditional with going in person, but for me, I found it super efficient. I found it super useful, and uh, yeah, no, I think this was definitely worth my time.
Thank you, Rohan. You did an amazing job with the videos you made for us. We got microphones on or something. But anyway, you did a great job with those videos you made for us, and I look forward to seeing them every day. So thank
Of
you for that.
course. Yeah.
Heather.
Hi, everybody. I'm Heather Felty with Inner Peace Press, a publishing company. I know most of you, I guess a couple, we still need to get to know each other. I help people make books. I do have books that I publish under the imprint of Inner Peace Press. I also do help people self-publish, especially business owners who want to position themselves as experts in their industry. So if that's you, we should definitely do a one-to-one. That's probably enough about me, Inner Peace Press. About the show, it was good. I agree with the tech things. I think that the PBS group, I think, did a good job. It was nice that the announcements were regular. Um, I think that my only thing that we could do better would be, you remember the last platform, and when somebody was really far away, you could barely hear them, and then they came closer, you could hear them much more. That's not the same in this platform, because like you were way up on the other floor, way over there, and I could hear you like you were right next to me. So, and I don't know that it's possible in this platform, but that otherwise, but I always love that we have our booths, the walls that we can go into and have the private conversations. And I think that the more that people come back and do that and understand it, it's like, yep, let's just pop in here, have a conversation, and then go out. So, yeah. And oh, and the nice thing for me was that I was able to have deeper discussions with a few of you guys, which was cool. And we got like, because I'm on this whole like database thing, I was able to pick your brains about how you keep your systems. And that's nice because I have other business professionals who care about what they do and they're trusted. And I like to have this like instant connection and know who you are and ask you these questions. So that's what's cool about this platform. That's it.
What I should start doing is saying 1 to 10. What did you guys think? But yeah, well, Heather, 1 to 10, 10 being best, one being worst. Where was it for you?
8.
Okay. Rohan, 1 to 10.
I would say Yeah, like 8 or 9.
Nancy?
Yeah, I'd say about an 8.
Okay. David, Stark?
An 8 or 9.
Okay. And Jeannie will tell us when she comes back. CJ, you go next. Go ahead.
Hi, everyone. I'm CJ Gilbert. My company is Jungle Studios. I'm a website developer, and I also have a podcast and YouTube channel called Ask a Web Geek. I'm going to drop my resource page in the chat box for you now and just point out a couple things you can access. I was advertising the conference at the very top of my page for the last week or so and inviting everyone. I'm telling everyone I love this. It's like networking in a video game. It's a conference in a video game. And a couple things I would tell people: you can come and go as you please. You can have your camera on and off. You're driving a virtual character around. Those are all things I just love about it. A couple other things you can find on this page: my free video workshop. This is a free course I put out just to teach people what to do with your website. Make your website work for you. And I'm giving it to you, certainly for you to consider using for your own business. But really, what I'd love you to do is give it away to your own clients as a free resource. In fact, everything on this page you are welcome to take and then turn around and give away to your own clients as another resource for you. So check that one out. That one's where I send anyone that wants to get a new website or get started with a website or just get more ideas for the website they already have. And then scroll down and check out my YouTube channel, Ask a Web Geek. There's a ton of videos and information here. And if you don't know where to start, I've got a whole list of suggestions. All of these are videos that I think you might want to jump into. Start with this one right here that says, "I hate this scam." If you own a domain name, you're getting these letters in the mail and they look like they are to renew your domain name, but they are not. These people don't know you. You don't know them. It's an advertisement, but it looks like an invoice. And I hate that. I think that's very deceptive. So check out some of those resources. Feel free to share them with anyone in your own network as a free gift from you. And I'll tell you, I really like this conference. It's kind of like my favorite thing right now because I like to go to conferences, but I also don't like to leave my house. So this is like the perfect blend of both things. And I overheard someone say, it might have been Jeannie or it might have been someone she was talking to, and my feet don't hurt at the end of the day. And I was like, that's amazing, right? I love that. So, I can turn off my camera, go fill up my coffee, come back. I just really like this environment. It's a lot of fun. So a couple maybe some not necessarily negative, but lesser positive things. This is not my first conference. I was here 3 months ago as an attendee, and then this was my first conference with a booth as a vendor. I loved that. I loved just hanging out in front of the booth and talking to people as they walked by. That was probably my favorite thing. I was also a presenter, but no one showed up for my presentation. So I probably would have rather just hung out in front of the booth during that time and talked to more people as they walked by. So that's like the only negative thing. But on the other hand, I know that there's a learning curve here. This is kind of a brand new thing that exists, and it's going to take people some time to learn about it and then get on board and then figure out how to do all the stuff to make it work. I understand about the tech issues. I was trying to figure out, like, my webcam wouldn't work when I came off and then came back on. So that's something I've been playing with for the last week or so. And I just discovered if I fiddled with it enough, if I turned off the permissions from Chrome. I'm using the Chrome browser. If I reset them and then turned them back on again and then it made it say, allow, eventually it could work. If I fiddled with which webcam it was selecting and I just kept resetting it until it worked, and I could make it work that way. So a little bit of a struggle to figure out that that's how I needed to do it to make it work. But I know that's an issue with Chrome and not an issue with this platform. So there you go, a little bit of feedback. Overall, I love it. I'll give it an 8 because I think there's room for improvement, but it's a really high 8 because I just have a lot of fun here.
All right. Well, anybody who missed your presentation, it's their loss, not yours. And I hope you will present next time. And I would share this at the end. You won the booth.
Woohoo! All right. I love that.
You brought the most guests, so thank you for posting it. You were tied with Ken, but Ken's a member, so he already gets a booth.
Cool. Okay,
You're one of the few non-members here, and I have a feeling you might become one at some point in the future. We'll see. But
awesome.
Anyway, thank you for everything you did. And I'm glad. I just like your energy. You're good people to have around.
Thank you, Chris.
And we will meet someday. CJ and I are neighbors, but we haven't met, so we're gonna have to work on that. All right, Ken, go ahead. You're up next. And oh, by the way, it wasn't Ken's VAs. It was Gilbert's VAs from Task Maven. Uh, I want proper credit to go to the proper people, but Ken also has VAs that he had an army of them here today. So they were all the PBS people. Go ahead, Ken.
Yes, that's right. So hi, I'm Ken, and I have Pixel Body Solutions here. What we do is we help business owners become more productive in a cost-effective way by providing them or matching them with the virtual assistant they need, like the different skill sets, name it, and we outsource them from the Philippines. So you could tell it's cost-effective. And for earlier, I mean, it was great. It was so fun. It was my first time, and I don't know, and time runs so fast. Like we were just talking and then chatting. It's like you're doing your work and at the same time playing. You get to enjoy it, and yeah, there's room for improvement as well. So I would rate it 8. I agree with CJ about a presentation. So maybe next time we could just have a few presenters, but with more crowds. And also, I would love to have like that announcement too, like which was done later on the show, so that way it could get the attention of the attendees. And so, if you wanted to know more about Pixel Buddy, I would love to drop my calendar link here. And oh, by the way, Ginny, it was me who taught you how to dance. And I taught everyone else too. So, all right. So that's all. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. Kim. Kim, you did a great job also bringing people to the show and working the Facebook ads. You were a rock star here as well. Go ahead, Kim.
Thank you. Yeah, that dancing was really fun. I think that was probably the highlight. It took the a little bit of a fear that I had where I was like, well, I don't even know how this works. I was afraid to leave my booth at one point because I didn't want to have people coming over there to an empty booth. And so that helped to liven up everything. And yeah, that was a lot of fun. That definitely was my first experience. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even introduce myself to some of those people who don't know. So my name is Kim Lee, and I'm with Brand Pulse Media. And if you spend a lot of time and money attracting customers, but you don't know or have a system for them to be able to come back, well, at Brand Pulse Media, we can help you to build that system to automatically generate the leads, to engage the leads, and then also to send them personalized offers. So we are able to track the customer behaviors to run smarter campaigns and automate review collections for you. So no more chasing of your leads, no more missed opportunities, just more sales, more loyal customers, and less manual work. So that is my business. And I really enjoyed the conference. I thought that it was the most interesting was to be able to meet different people, but then have the ability to come into a private section. And sometimes it wasn't even my booth. We kind of just snuck into a private area so that we could have a conversation with someone one-on-one, which was very, very interesting and very different from doing this kind of a virtual Zoom situation where you are assigned a room and whoever's there, you're kind of stuck there. You can't move. So that's what I really liked about that conference, that I had control of who I spoke to when I could leave if I wanted to as well. So I would definitely give it at least an 8. And my only thought as well is the presentation thing. I thought that whenever someone was presenting, I wanted to be there. But again, being torn of, well, I want to meet as many people that I can as well. So maybe, I don't know if it's possible to have one presentation going for now, and can we bring it to the main floor? So, if we're not busy, then we can sneak over there. And if somebody is at our booth, then we can run back, but at least we can see the presentation, because I created a kick-ass PowerPoint that I never got to show to anybody today. So that's what I was thinking.
That's an
Thank you.
interesting thought. So to move the presentation down into that center square where we had the couch.
And that way we can all sneak in when we're free and we can see people's cool presentations. And oh, I got somebody coming to my booth. Let's sneak out and yeah.
It's a thought. We did something similar on a previous floor. Go ahead, Heather. What's your question?
Well, that came up before is that what if the presentation happened at your booth? Like when I do mine, it's at my booth. So that if people don't show up, then you're at least at your booth, right? But then
Yeah.
you'd have to have portals on each booth, the video
We could
portal.
do that.
Okay.
Yeah,
What
I
do you
like
mean
that.
by portals?
Well, the video screens that show
That's
the
easy.
Cool.
All right. So the next show, by the way, is June 19th. Jot that down. And we'll have our two meetings prior that nobody's going to go to, and that's where we'll discuss these things. So I'll sit in a room like this talking to myself, but you're invited to come and talk with me and bring me suggestions, and we'll figure it out. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep doing it the way I've been doing it. But I like these suggestions.
yeah.
All right, we'll let me noodle on that. Let's keep moving. Kim, just so you know, 169 people registered, and I'm going to give you all the credit for that. So of
Ah,
the 800 visits, 169 were registered people. That doesn't mean everybody who came registered, but your advertising brought those people. David Quick, go ahead. And that was our second most in history, just so you know. Go ahead,
Hello,
David.
everyone. David Quick, full cover IT. What's it costing you to not have the right technology in place? System downtime, computer problems, maybe even a cyber attack, which can bring your business to an untimely end. We give business owners peace of mind from all those things, while at the same time helping them to improve the technology so that it helps to grow their business. I wrote the book on that. And I'm looking for introductions to businesses like accounting firms and other professional type firms that we can help. That's a bit about me, David Quick, Total Cover IT, where RI is on your T.
And
And
David,
it's,
how was the show for you?
I would say that I'll say 8 out of 10. Uh, I didn't get much traffic, but it had a strong ending. Had a very good presentation, even though it was lightly attended. That's okay, because it actually helped prepare me for my podcast with Sue. So it worked out very well. So it ended very strong.
Yeah, the podcasts I think are a great addition. I'm really excited about that. That Sue and Kurt are going to do this. We'll talk about that more in a minute, but that's great. I'm happy to hear all that. And they have a radio show. Are you going to leave, CJ?
No, I just wanted to add, oh yeah, I meant to say I also got to have an interview with Sue, and that was really great. I love that. Thank you.
Okay. I'm hoping the members are going to stay. Nancy, go ahead.
I was just going to say that Sue was the sole attendee at my talk, and she recorded it for posterity. It's up on YouTube and it's on my website as we speak.
That's great. That's great. On your website already, huh?
Of course.
That's terrific. I wish I could do that. So for the members of On the Bus, I hope you guys are going to stay because Debbie Gunther's here who hasn't joined yet, and she's got 1 foot in and 1 foot out. So maybe you guys can have a talk with her that I don't have to hear. But we'll get to that in a second. Renee, let's go to you.
Hello, everybody. I'm Renee with Renee's Bookkeeping. We help clients stay on top of their financial numbers. We do the tasks that a lot of business owners don't want to do. Let's put off the bookkeeping, and this way clients can stay on top of their financial numbers. They have a pulse on their business every month. They know if they're making money. They know if they're losing money. They know where they're spending their money. We also pride ourselves in just making sure those books are all ready for the accountant at the end of the year. Things that sometimes an owner wouldn't think about, like posting interest. Those little things that when the accountant gets the books, they're like, oh, you did these yourself? Terrific. So we try to take all that like headache out of it, and just make it easy for the clients to just end their year and send all that info to their accountant. We love leads from accountants, so those are a primary lead source for us. So introductions, I would love that. And as far as the show goes today, I would say that there's really was no technical difficulties. I had I know at one of the shows previous, I was talking to somebody, then I got kicked out. And then I was like, oh crap, I'm at the front door again. I worked my way back down to my booth and then they were gone, so I was like that did not even happen today. Today was great. You could hear everybody, see everyone. It was terrific. And then I was thinking the thought of somehow being able to see those presentations while we're standing in our booth would be fabulous, because there's so many presentations like, oh, I really want to go listen to that. And I'm like, but I got to do sales. I mean, that's why I'm here to sell, right? So then I stood at my booth and so many times wanted to go listen to somebody's presentation. So if we could overcome that, and have us listen to those presentations, I think that would be fabulous. I don't know the techie part, but I'm sure you can figure something out. And then I love the podcast at the end. Like that was so much fun. Like I love that. I guess I could talk all day, like but yeah, so that was really kind of neat, and I'm looking forward to seeing how I sound on video and see what or see if it's radio, video, whatever. There was a video, right? So that's going to be kind of neat. So I can't wait to check that out. So I appreciate that. That was a lot of fun. So I would say 8. I would say an 8.
All right. Hi, Deering, go ahead. Let's hear the other side, the troublesome side.
Well, I was going to say some positive things. There were some cool changes I mentioned, like the floor in the middle had the green, so you could go in there and not be in a booth, but still have a little bit of privacy. I thought that was really great. I had a great conversation, like for instance, with Heather, and I had a great conversation with Kim, and I had a great conversation. I don't see that he's here right now. But from a technical standpoint, for me right now, I can't see other people's avatars. I can only see their screens and I can only see their names. I can't see their avatars. I can see it from far away and I can see Chris's, but I can't see anybody else's, which wasn't that big of a deal. As long as they had their thing on, I could, for the most part, try to figure out where they were. And then all of a sudden, all of the booze started flashing on me and everything went white. And so I tried to come back in a couple times and I could never get back in. So I don't know if it was full, which might be a good problem to have, but I definitely could not get back in. So I missed my talk, but it sounds like maybe there wouldn't have been anybody there anyway. But so that was sad, boo-hoo. But I thought like I was thought it was the better one that I've been to. And I like all the suggestions. I like that I got a little tiny dog. That made me very happy too. And someone else got a giraffe they ordered. So I was like, oh, that's cool. Someone got a lion. I thought that was really cool. So I liked a lot of it. I figured out how to run too, by the way, Chris. So when I got back in, that might have been what messed me up, just so you know. So I got back in finally and I started to run to my presentation, and then all of a sudden everything was white and I couldn't see anything. They couldn't hear me. The whole thing was like that. So that's when I left and came back in and I could never get back in again.
Yeah,
So
I saw you running. I went running after you, and it was kind of fun. And I figured everything was fine. And then all of a sudden, you were texting me saying I can't get in. And
no,
that's
when
the
I
thing. If
ran for whatever reason about the middle of the ramp, just the whole thing went white. And then I hit refresh and the whole thing was stayed white. And I was like, well, I guess I just better come back out and come back in, maybe reset the whole thing, which was not the right thing to do, apparently. So don't leave
yeah,
having an issue. I guess just wait. Is that what you tell us to
work
do?
through it. Yeah, because your issues weren't horrible.
Couldn't see where I was and it was all white. So that was a pretty
What
bad one. I
what
wouldn't
kind
even know
of
where I was going.
what kind of equipment are you running on, Kai? What do you,
I just have a regular, I have an Apple MacBook Pro and was using Google Chrome.
hmm, interesting. Yeah,
Uh,
maybe you might have a plugin in Chrome that's conflicting.
well, if anybody knows how to help me, I would love you forever because I couldn't see anybody last time either. And I couldn't see myself, but I could see Chris. So this time I'm getting better. I could see myself.
Yeah, I think I remember some kind of issue with certain yeah, Apple products with the platform, but yeah, maybe get with me at some point. Could see what I can find out about what you're running and
Okay, that'd be amazing. Thank
yeah.
you. 'Cause I really think there's so much potential here and I was having a great time and it was really fun. And then I was like, oh, I'm out.
Is
Don't cry
that
me
the
a
only
river.
is that
Don't
the
cry me
only
a
com
river though. I signed somebody up while I was out, so it was good.
is that the only computer that you have? Is the MacBook?
I have a MacBook notebook
I'm gonna
too.
let you guys
Right.
do this privately, but I want to
Yeah.
remind everybody that we do have a networking group on the floor every Monday. So you guys can always come on Mondays and practice as we get closer to the shows and just get you and your equipment grooved. Okay?
Okay, and I don't think I ever said who I am, but I'm Kai Deering with Legal Shield and ID Shield. I provide subscription-based access to individuals, families, and businesses, as well as human resources as a voluntary benefit. So, ta-da!
Thank you, Kai. I'm glad you had your dog.
It was fun. I had a really good time when I was there.
Thank you. All right, Daniel, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Daniel Sternclar with View3D.tv. I think you can subtly see that. We're a 40-year-old company that specializes in creative business growth by creating new technologies that or partnerships that we have uh, utilizing technologies like AI, virtual reality, like we've experienced, interactive multimedia, web technologies, and so much more. And we're known for helping businesses thrive even during challenging times. We blend technology, we are tech evangelists, as Kai will find out, and expertise to boost your client visibility, leads, and revenue. And then what's very important is we actually learn and try and understand your business, so we can apply these technologies in a way that's practical. We get you known, found, and paid, and we are known as the results-driven creative business growth facilitator. And you can meet with me at view3d.tv/meet me. Do it today. And
Now,
I would give the show an 8, and happened to meet a couple interesting folks, and also some of the other interesting booth owners, which was neat. And I actually had more people attend my talk this time, so that was
yeah,
a
you had a
pleasant
good crowd in
surprise.
there. I saw that.
Yeah, so that was a pleasant surprise.
Okay. All right, I'm playing with the idea in my head of putting maybe times over your booths as to when your talks might be. I'll get something together here. All right, so we got three more, just so you guys know, and I know you can't see the order of my Zoom boxes, but there's three more of you to go, and if you haven't gone yet, you know you're one of the three. Sue, you're up next.
Awesome. Thanks, Chris. I am Sue Roskoff with World of Ability Podcast Network, and I had the pleasure of getting to meet several of you, and we did our live stream. I did put a link in the chat box here so that you guys can go and find your videos. I'm hopefully will have all of yours emailed or sent to you directly already. A couple I still have to send, but you can go to our YouTube channel to get your live stream from there. First time we were live streaming really from a platform like this. I believe it all went smoothly as far as I can tell. So I will go back and double check everything, but happy to produce whatever I can with any of you or have you on any of our shows that we do. I would love to connect further. So really appreciate the opportunity. And Chris was a guest of ours on the radio last night and a week ago, and also on with the Disability Channel as well. So this has been fun getting to know everyone, and several of you I've not met yet. So happy to connect. Whatever I can do to help this group, thrilled to be able to do that.
Yeah, so you and I should have a one-to-one. I want to understand your business better, and I appreciate that you had me on your radio show and your podcast promoting this. And I am so happy that we can now broadcast live from this venue. That's something we've tried with two other companies and couldn't pull it off, but it's a big next step. And the next show is going to be huge. Anyway, thank you. Let's have a one-to-one. I'll put a link in the chat. By the way, for each of those 800 visits we got, that's an email to me. So my inbox right now has got a lot of unread emails, and I have to go through. That's what I'll be doing tonight, is trying to figure out who I need to respond to and who I don't. But anyway, Debbie, I know you didn't make it in, and I know you're kicking tires, so to speak, with the bus, but you can tell us who you are and what you do, and hopefully our members will talk to you afterwards. Go ahead.
I'm Debbie Gunther, and it sounds like I missed a party. We have dogs, we have running and dancing. Totally missed it. Sorry. CJ, I know CJ, he is wonderful. We used to hang out at SDR because I also have my real estate license. So he used to be there to help us with all our web stuff. But I have legacy banking and wealth management solutions so I can show you how to get out of debt and how to build wealth and become very, very wealthy. But that's it. I'm just kicking the tires, like he said, on the bus. So I love the concept. So I'm excited.
Thank you. Hang out for a bit, because maybe Jeannie and some others who I introduced you to will hang out, and we can all talk privately, or I'll put you in a breakout room. Let's just we're almost through this. Sally, go ahead.
Oh, hello. How is everybody? I'm Sally Chetwynd. I am Brass Castle Arts. I'm a wordsmith, author, and editor, and I provide literary services to polish your gem. And my pitch is own your words. You are the subject matter expert, the SME of your own life, personal and professional. That's a gem. Only you have the authority and credibility over it. Don't denigrate yourself or your message just because you aren't BFFs with the English language. Most people aren't. Write down that gem, that idea, that passion that drives you and your business. Own that gem. No one else can. When you're ready, I can help you polish it. So you don't have to know the difference between a flare, F-L-A-R-E, which is a signal, and a flair, F-L-A-I-R, which is a talent or style, as long as I do. And this this whole thing was a real steep learning curve for me because I think most people do like computer gaming, and I've never done that. So I got into the room and I had no idea how to make it work. And there were two or three people that connected with me and said, "Oh, you do this and you do that and you do the other, and cruise around and check everything out." And it's like, "Oh, okay." So I had enough time to check out most of the booths and had a nice connection with Kim. And let's see, who else did I talk to? I talked to Heather at some length, and with CJ. And so it was, yeah. And I've known Nancy for 2 or 3 years now, and Jeannie. So it was very good. I'm glad that I came.
I'm glad you did too. I tried to talk to you a few times, but you seemed to be maybe on the phone or something. There was some kind of technology thing going on, or maybe you're
Yeah, there
multitasking.
sure
But
was.
anyway, I'm glad you came. Thank you. I want to thank you all for coming, and I want to thank you for spending your time. I know that you all have a lot going on in your lives. Our next show is June 19th. We're playing with maybe the 26th, but we're going with the 19th for now. We're going to hitch our wagons with Achieve Business Solutions. I don't know if you guys know who they are. I've been working with them. They're out of Denver. Tracy, who you guys have met, who's our licensee, is plugged in with them. They have a network of 20,000 small business owners, and they're going to take the other half of the show. So we're going to bring down the wall the next show and have the show twice as big. So this was, I want to say foreplay. That might not be appropriate. This was a pre-runner. That would be the appropriate thing to say. Yes, thank you, Heather. This was a prequel to what will come, and we've now gotten the technology stuff out of the way. So June 19th, mark your calendars, and we will keep growing this thing, and then we can add floors. So there's a vision here, so we can have multiple floors. I like the idea of the presentations in the booth. Perhaps I'd have to make bigger speaking zones, but we'll figure all of that out. Again, thank you. We'll wrap it up here with the recording.